Trapper Ed here with a no hate, all love Zen of motorcycle kind of repair video. Look, there might be an occasion where some of you people need to pull the flywheel on your motorcycle. I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to need special tools to do it. What I have here, right here, it's a flywheel puller. Check it out. This is a MP number 21 flywheel puller, male, see, 20mm by 1.5 right hand thread, Honda TRX 250, 300, 350, 400, all ATC 250, ATC, big red, CB 400, 450, CM400, that's me, and 500, 450, CX 500s and 650s, 6L 500s and 650s, XR 250s, XR 600s, and XL 650s. Lubricate all areas before use. See, you got grease, lubricated. Dennis Stubblefield Sales Inc. Made in USA. DSSalesUSA.net. www. I'd recommend it highly. It's good. I've used it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Look, I made short order out of pulling the clutch plate, assembly, springs, oil pump, chain, and shifter. As you can see, the only thing that needs to come out here is this paw. Paw needs to be removed, pulled out, and then this side's good to go for the case split. We got to split the case again to put the orange goo in for the final assembly. Everything up to this point in time has been prototyping, typical troubleshoot. Let's see what's wrong. Is it all going to come together? Is it working great? Okay, see how this threads? Just like any normal thread, you're tightening it, you're going clockwise. Except when this tightens, it's going to go in and push, it's going to pull the flywheel off, which is what we want. But first we're going to dangle this pickup. So we're going to get a screwdriver to take it loose. Let's just use a straight blade. I don't think these are torqued down very much, so they're kind of chewed up, so I don't want to use the Phillips. So let me steady the engine case. We'll get down to business. I'll just sit on the head here. Do it with one hand, maybe, if we're lucky. Yep. See, it wasn't torqued down yet. I knew better, having done this kind of thing before. Not this particular one, but you know, when you assemble an engine back together for the first time, at some point you have to torque it all down. But unless you know how it's going to get together and come together and you're not sure, you might want to build it up first and then go tear it down one more time and do the reassembly at some point again with the torquing. So you just so you know that everything's right. Okay, so these are the two bolts that hold the pickup, which is loose now. I'm not going to take the wire out. Just going to pull the flywheel off. To keep all these parts together, I might have to use two hands, so I want to study the flywheel and the other one to crank the gizmo. So let's just try that. I put the shop rag down here, so okay. Oh, we're gonna need a bigger socket, definitely bigger, 20mm bigger. Do I have that? I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. Close, but no cigar there. What is this? Wow. how am I gonna do this? How did I do it before? I don't remember. Gotta use a crescent wrench. Don't like to do. It's up here. Let's see if we got it in here. Nope. Oh, 20 millimeter. Come on. Well, I have no 20 millimeter, so we're gonna have to try to use this crescent wrench, I suppose. Something funky. Just has to tighten it. It's too tight now. Dang. What the heck? Dang, it's all turned about. Need it out on the edge where it can swing. It's a tough little gripper, ain't it? Okay, here we go. Then of course it falls off. Oh, this stuff will test the patience of a saint. Truly it does. So you get it threaded in and then just start cranking on it and it should come, it comes around, goes in, you can feel the wheels loose. It'll just pull off at some point. It's magnetic, so you gotta lift it off. It's got magnets, so it will resist you taking it off, because see the magnets? Those are super magnets all inside. They're magnets, permanent magnets. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take this coil off right here too, the armature. Actually this is the alternator itself. This is the magnets for the alternator cover. This is the alternator. Generates the AC power for the bike, which is converted to DC, and it also controls the timing through this pickup. If you notice, and maybe you did and maybe you didn't, this little brass gizmo, well, that's what generates the pulse into the pickup. It's red, one circular motion. Notice how there's only one. Every time that goes around, it generates a timing pulse into the pickup. It induces a current, and that is converted to the timing pulse through the high voltage circuitry, which the voltage itself is created with these coils here. Each individual coil produces a certain amount of power. And this one right here is a double coil. So that's how it kind of works. It just goes around, and the pickup reads the mark, and this goes around inside of the alternator cover itself. Watch out, the alternator cover itself. And so the coil spinning around inside of this, which is stationary, then produces the actual current. Well, it's actually spinning around and spinning around. The one spins inside the other, which spins. That's kind of how it works. And so consequently, you have counterweight, balances, and power generation all going on at the same time. Isn't it wonderful and inventive? All right, so let's see, we have to take this off. Let's see if we can get this going, because I have to split the case. See, this wasn't even torqued down hard either, which I knew better, because I was just seeing if it would come together, you know, and I didn't want to lose any parts. So these are the actual bolts that hold the alternator in place. The other two bolts hold the actual grounding and power straps for it, so you don't have to take those out, and I wouldn't recommend it. I did accidentally the first time because I didn't know. And you definitely don't want to fool with a pickup or any of the potting material. You just be as gentle as you can with this assembly. As you take it off, you just dangle it, you know, dangle it. And that should be sufficient to allow us now, once I take the pawl out, to get into the actual bike and goop up and make the gasket with this RTV gasket material, which is what I'm gonna have to do. So let me do that. Let's see, pull the pawl, and we can get on to gooping, because that's all good. And then we'll figure out if there's any problem with this shift mechanism or not. So it's just a slide in, slide out thing. This is the shift pawl right here. And if you notice, it's got like this little grabber. So it reaches out, it goes eh, and then it grabs, it just grabs. It's all spring loaded. So when you click it, it reaches and it turns and grabs. That's how that works. Let's see what else. Alright, so there's a certain way we should tip this that will work better to get at the bottom than the other way, and I think this is probably the proper way to go forward with it. In any event, you don't want to scratch it if you can help it, so I'm going to leave a shop rag or two on the top of the head, and that will be that. And just tip it upside down and watch this assembly so that you don't hurt it. And just rest it on its head. There you go. Now the case should be able to split open. It's not bolted together, so it should come apart. Let's see. I want to make sure that the tranny's good too. Yeah, here we go. Alright. Everything else is torqued down. And the tranny's got a keeper on it. So here's the case bottom. Just lay it upright because it's got these gasket mating surfaces are all gooped up right now. You're gonna have to clean them up. This is where you're gonna goop, and then you're gonna put it back on, and that's it. So that's the job. Just make a gasket. I've already prepared the surface. I sanded it and cleaned it, so I just have to wipe this excessive oil off of it, and you want to make sure these bearing surfaces are not only clean but lubricated as well. So if there's any dirty oil, and it looks dirty to me, and just wipe it out and re-lube it. Okay, that's about it. The other thing you want to check too is this valve right here, this oil pressure relief valve. If you can see that. See it? This guy is right. You want to check that. I took it off and I cleaned it. Blew it out with some glue. Alright, so here's the tranny, and it's in neutral right now. Or is it? No, it's not. Or is it? No. decent first.